Fish cooked in true Athenian fashion. Wine with a strange tang of resin, the yellow wine that the Greeks drink with their moussaka and their stuffed vine leaves, the very symbol of the land of stirring, sun-drenched history with its olive groves, its quiet island outposts, and its delicious food. You're in Greece to all intents and purposes, though in fact you've just taken off for Athens from London Airport. It's an airline experiment, putting passengers into their country of destination the very moment they've set off from home. Hear what the aircraft captain says.
We will arrive at Athens at 1740 hours local time. Meanwhile, Greek food and Greek music will give you a foretaste of the country's charm.
The country's charm. You've absorbed the whole magical mood of Greece before ever setting foot there, before ever climbing up to the Acropolis to see the Parthenon's Doric beauty with your own eyes and on your own feet. This is a classic pilgrimage. The glory of ancient Greece still lives in the crumbled temples, here where our sense of beauty and our highest values were evolved by the great philosophers and the genius sculptors and architects. You're part of a vast tourist army, kicking chips of marble which were on this hill when Themistocles sent the Athenians away from their threatened city to win victory at the Battle of Salamis in their wooden-walled ships. The Parthenon temple of the Virgin Goddess of Wisdom, the little temple of wingless victory, all magical, however many others you share it with. But there are Greek glories, singing reminders of our own great cultural legacy, where you find solitude, silence, and the deep blue crystal sea. Here stood Lindos, a city famous before ever Athens was conceived. Here lived the children of the sun when Homer wrote his poetic history. Rhodes, the most easterly of the Grecian islands, gift to Apollo the sun god from Zeus, his mythical king. But Rhodes was famous still when ancient Greece had crumbled, the great naval station of Byzantine days. It's famous today in a different way for its beauty and its peace. The city of Rhodes, as we know it, was built by the warlike Knights of St. John of Jerusalem 600 years ago, a trading post where Christians shared the rock-bound sea with Saracens from the east. The Knights traded illicitly with the infidels when they weren't fighting them off their rocky coast. This was their hospital, for between their battles, they still housed travelers and nursed the sick. When you're tired of drinking in the ancient atmosphere, there are modern ways to enjoy the sun god's island home, because the sun is still a mighty power in the land. No town in the world has faced invasion quite as many times as this now sleepy holiday land, a fact you couldn't guess. Wave after wave of Turks laid siege in vain to this Byzantine castle. Earthquakes failed to bring it toppling down. This is the harbour where Alexander the Great landed his conquering army. And here was based the navy that defied Julius Caesar and defended itself against all assailants for 100 years, until an earthquake cracked its bastions and toppled its giant bronze statue, the Colossus. When at last those Knights of St. John rebuilt the ancient city, 20 generations of merchants grew rich under their mild rule. They built up a great sea trade and turned to wholesale piracy before the Turkish sultans finally smashed their power. The Street of the Knights, and here the members of this international order carved their crests, Italian, English, German and French. brave memories.
Ο βασιλικός μέσα απ' τη γλάστρα θα μας πνίγει με τις ευωδιές και στη γη θα πέσουν όλα τα άστρα μόνο για τις δυο μας τις καρδιές.
What secrets are hidden in the timeless villages where, surprisingly, in an island of sunshine, the chimneys look like snowmen?
Αχ και να μπορούσα να σου πω.
What hidden magic is there in the nearby glade that has long been the home of those creatures of the sun, a myriad butterflies? Butterflies, butterflies everywhere. And this is the magic of it. They've got a young Pied Piper here.
Πότε θα μου κάνεις πια τη χάρη να έρθεις ένα βράδυ να στο πω. Ο βασιλικός μέσα απ' τη γλάστρα θα μας πνίγει με τις ευωδιές.
Truly, there's sun god magic in this island where the butterflies come at the call of a whistling boy.